Hey, what's happening, all you beautiful people? We're back here once again, working on this thing. I have done a bit more from the last time that we'd kind of worked on the machine. I'd gotten the rear right-hand side suspension kind of mocked up and in place. Since then, I have done the same thing to the driver's side. That is all basically exactly the same as it was. We now have a radius rod on this side that is connected. All of this has been lengthened. The upper radius rods are in place. So we have a machine that is fully together. Now, I still have not gone ahead and got my pipe ordered or made for the trailing arms. Just life's been busy, haven't thought of it. By the time I do think of it, it's too little too late. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to start mounting the fuel system, see if I can't get the fuel tank into place. This is the factory, I guess I'll call it the cage, the lower support that the fuel tank does sit on. It used to sit in this area here that was well underneath the machine, and the fuel tank sat there. Obviously this isn't going to work anymore, being that this is set so far back, so I'm going to try and see if I can build some braces or quite possibly get some supports made to have everything hanging, and so I can get the fuel system in place. We've got the fuel tank sitting in place. We got our space between the transfer case. Fuel system is where it needs to be. In good old piston broke fashion, we got zip ties and ratchet clamps holding it in place. What I'm thinking about doing here now is I'm going to take some tubing and I'm going to bend it off of the support on the machine, off of the main frame of the machine down. And what I've taken some TIG wire and I've kind of got it set to where I want it, so then I can bend my pipe. I can have a bracket that comes across here that the fuel tank hold down then bolts to. I can build a support centerpiece, because being that these are bent, they're not going to have as much strength as a straight tube would, but I think the bend just looks a little bit better. Unfortunately, because this tube is pushed over so much further to clear the T-case, the bends are not going to be symmetrical. It kind of sucks. I would like it to look as symmetrical and as nice as possible, but that's just not the way it can be, unfortunately. So when I build a center section, I can go ahead and I can, cut it out and put a piece in there, which will make it look a lot better. Then I was thinking, off of this centerpiece, I can have some tubing, bend some tubing out and down, the nice gusset brace. Then the front mount of the diff has something to lock onto. Off the tubing off of here, when I have my bracket, I can build my tubing that comes forward and bolts to the front of the transfer case and bolts to the back of that, with a plate in the center to mount the fuel tank support. I had so many different ideas initially when I was thinking about how I was going to do everything, but visual is key, and being able to see this here now, I think that's going to be the easiest way, and it's something that I'd never thought of in the past, but now being able to see it, this is definitely the way that I want to go. So I'll try and get some tube bent and start getting some progress happening here. I've been working on the machine, and I've been noticing for the past little while, why does it keep looking lower? Something's going on, and because I keep adding to it. It's not on the front jacks anymore. It's doing a wheelie. It's already popping wheelies. So. There we have it. Just like that, we got ourselves a set of uprights on the machine. The overall look, I'm happy with. It does look a lot better. I like the bends. I'm not 100% sold on the fact that they're not symmetrical, but at this name of the game, it is what it is. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. I can build a plate. I'm going to build a plate off of the back there. And then I'll have a location for the straps on the tank to mount, coming off of the front diff, up and out, and a nice gusset. We'll have a plate where the front mount of the diff is able to mount off of the back. We'll do that bar that I was talking about that mounts to the front of the transfer case mount, and it will prevent that from flexing and bouncing back and forth. All right, so had the uprights, made those like 11 days ago. Haven't been able to touch the machine, been busy doing dad stuff, playing with the kids, hanging out with the kids, being a dad, so haven't had a chance to work on it. I was gonna end that video off there, but it's another week has passed, so we're just gonna keep on going. What I've done is I've made my cardboard template. So I've got my template made for my metal plate that's going to be going in the back of here. Got the tank and everything dropped down, and what I'm going to do for the tank strap to hold the tank down is I'm going to do an addition onto this about an inch. I'm going to gouge the metal and then bend it over to a 90 degree, weld the outside seam, and then that way I can drill and tap some holes into the plate. I've already cut the plate. I just have to finish doing that, so set up time lapse, and here we go with that. There we go. It's all trimmed up. I've got it sitting within about 1 millimeter of each other just by actually just resting in the pipe, just from it following the contour. So I would say that's definitely a pass. I could fine tune it, but like, fuck it. It's more, that's as precision as you're gonna get with this guy for sure. So I'm gonna give her a tack. I'm gonna burn in the top, and then possibly remount the tank, and then I don't know, I think I'm gonna call it for the day. I've been here 14 hours already today with work and then doing stuff after work, so. Heck yeah, we got the rear brace tacked and welded. That may be a little overkill, but that ain't bending. This sure as hell ain't gonna bend. And yeah, I'll finish that up, possibly do some cutouts in the future once I figure out where my tank is gonna mount underneath. But I've kind of got a rough idea exactly what I need to do there, so that's awesome. I'm gonna cap the video off here, but I'll show you a couple other things quick. The machine itself is, I've got that tire sitting approximately where it's supposed to be. Maybe not. It's a little towed in. But that's gonna be our width. Approximate width. So center tread on the outside of there, which will put us at about 84 and change wide, which is pretty wide. That's a pretty big machine, but I'm excited about that. So that's the end of the app, but I'll show you something else. A buddy of mine is redoing a trike, and he had me tune up the tank and whatnot. So I'd sprayed this for him here today, and she's just freaking just perfect. Bodyworked the whole thing for him. He had some damage on it. This corner and that corner are all pushed in, so he worked it out a little bit, and I went through and I re-bodyworked the entire tank. A couple coats of primer, a little bit of body. But she's just freaking gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So that's gonna be it. Kind of curious, maybe, I don't know if you guys might be interested in some painting and all that kind of stuff on the channel. If you are, just let me know. But that's gonna cap it here for this segment. I'm gonna start figuring out some of my other shit that I gotta do in there. So as always, I appreciate each and every one of you that tune in, watch. Give me the thumbs up and subscribe, all that kind of great stuff, and we'll continue on the journey of building a machine that's never been built before. So cheers, guys.